Hey folks, Matt from artoftheimage.com. Fuji X-T20. Actually, I have it right here, as you know. I've still got the little 50 on here. I'm loving this 50. But we have a viewer writing in wanting to know, and this was before I did the video about the X-T20, so it might have answered some of their questions when they could see how excited I was about it. But Christopher Hudson, YouTube username, writes in and says, you don't mention the new Fuji X-T20. Well, I have now. How will that play into your mix now that the specs have been released? It really looks to be a huge player with 4K, overall size, touchscreen, and 24 megapixels. What am I missing here with this one? It looks like a little rock star. While it's an amazing camera, the GH5 is 2K for the body only. Ouch. The X-T2 is $15.99 body only, and the new X-T20 comes in at $8.99 body only with 4K video and 24 megapixels. Wow. For a small, adventure, lightweight, packable travel camera, considering its specs, it looks to be tough to beat. Please let us know what you think. I'm about to pull the trigger on one, and I would love to hear your take on the X-T20. Thanks again. Well, absolutely. I don't disagree with anything you said, and as I mentioned in my unboxing, that is, for everything you've said, is essentially what I said of why this little guy, the X-T20, ticks off all the boxes for me. It is a fraction of the price of the X-T2, and while the X-T2 is a beautiful camera, I've always liked the smaller form factor. For instance, the X-T10, it tickled my fancy versus the X-T1. Liked the X-T1, but I loved the X-T10 with its smaller form factor and 90% of the goodness in a smaller, lighter, less expensive body. That's what we've got with the X-T20. 90% of the goodness in a smaller, lighter, less expensive body. And as you put it, a little rock star. And I think that's exactly what the X-T20 is going to prove to be. I'm just getting into my review with it, but so far I'm loving it. Very favorable first impressions. Everything about this camera is amazing. For the price point, I think Fuji has a big hit on their hands. I certainly would suggest that, you at least go check it out. And if you're happy with it, playing with it in the store, buy one. I think you're going to be very happy with it. I think this is a camera you could buy and be happy with for many, many years to come now. It's got 4K video. That's going to be good enough for years. It's got a very capable 24 megapixel APS-C sensor that performs very well. Most people are never going to need anything more than that. It's small, it's lightweight. I mean, it's amazing for travel. It's amazing even as a working camera. A pair of these, wedding shooter, photojournalist, PJ style shooting, street shooter. Beautiful little camera. I would say you'll be quite happy with it, I think. So I'm tickled with it. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? Do you think the X-T20 is going to be a big hit for Fuji? Would you recommend to Christopher to go ahead and get one? Or do you have some concerns or some negatives about it that I haven't thought about or discussed? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the X-T20? Do you think it'd be a good idea for Christopher to go ahead and buy it, as I do? Or let me know. Let me know yay or nay. And, of course, why, what your reasoning is behind it. And thanks for your question, Christopher. And stay tuned. We'll be back with a lot more on the X-T20 as well as lots of other things. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon here at artoftheimage.com.